going to be a very, yeah. All right. So we are live. You're all super welcome on into our lovely Bliss, super chilled out, relaxed yoga class. So we've got 5 minutes to get started. I'm just going to go live here as well on the old Instagram. So you're super welcome on into Bliss. So for this class, make sure if you do have one, a strap is going to be super useful here. So you might want to just find a anything you can use, like a dressing gown belt or an old t-shirt, basically anything where you can comfortably loop it around the feet so we can enjoy some nice supported stretches from a supine position. You might also want to grab some sort of anything you can use as a brick, really. So if you've got a cushion or a bolster or anything like that, if you know you like to use it, it can just help make poses a bit more restful. A Harry Potter book I'm being shown at home is perfect. Is that Order of the Phoenix? Yeah, that is my favourite Harry Potter book ever. So, and I'm getting disagreeing looks here. I have, fun facts about me, basically listened to Stephen Fry reading Harry Potter in bed on repeat for the last 15 years, pretty much continuously. Really? Okay, me too at home. It's the most relaxing thing in the world, isn't it? It's also good. I've basically trained myself. I hear Stephen Fry, and that's bedtime.
Can't listen to him in the car.
No, well, yeah, no, actually, I've had that before. No. What's your favourite one then? What's your favourite one?
4.
4. Oh, that's a good one as well. That is a good one.
Well, I just like how it comes together at the end. It's like a Sherlock Holmes.
It is. It's also, I find like 5 and 6 are quite tense throughout. You know, where like 4, it's quite light, it's quite fun, and then just dark at the end. So 4 is one I listen to in bed. Like 6 and 7, it just is all. It's all a bit scary. It's not bedtime listening.
Right, I'm going to go on mute.
How are you, Paul? You good?
I was listening to the Harry Potter talk.
Are you a Harry Potter fan, Paul?
I was because I gave up partway through. I think it was before 4. It was just, I don't know, it was just too long.
I feel like Harry Potter does fall into 2 camps. It's the people that made it through books 1 to 3, and then the people that thought, oh gosh, why didn't she have an editor for book 4, 5, and 6?
Yeah, I think I got to about page 300 or something, and I'm like, no.
Yeah, not for you, yeah. No, anyway, so sorry, Harry Potter chat. So if you're joining us at home, we are going to do yoga in about 2 minutes. We're not going to talk about Harry Potter. I've got Bliss. So you might want to grab a brick and a strap. If you are a Harry Potter lover, if you haven't heard from Chris yet, Chris and his brother are opening a Harry Potter cafe up in, I know, how exciting, it's called the Cauldron, and it's going to be a board game cafe. They're going to have drinks and food, and they're doing up the building at the moment, and it looks incredible. So definitely check that out. That is going to be opening hopefully when we're back allowed into cafes. Oh, I've got a Flora coming on. Sorry?
Where's it going to be?
It's up in Broom Hill. I'm just going to find the name of it on yes, it is. So on that corner, it's called the Steel Cauldron. You can find it on Facebook. So they're giving all the updates about what they're doing. It's going to be super fun. We're going to have our Christmas party there. So we also have coming up our summer Christmas party, which is going to be at the farm. So look out for that on Facebook. That's on the 20th of July. And yeah, find the Steel Cauldron on Facebook and like it. Lots of fun, fantastical things are afoot there. So I am super excited. Actual Harry Potter comes to Sheffield. How are you, Flora? You all right? Oh, I moved.
Thank you.
You all right?
Yeah.
Good. How's this week treated you? You been okay?
It's been alright. It's just kind of flown by. I don't really know how.
I do feel like life in lockdown goes so fast, yet also so slowly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really weird. Like, I'm trying to think what I've actually done this week, and I can't believe it's Friday already. I feel like I've done nothing.
Yeah, I'm pretty much the same, really. Um, but it's Friday. Woo! That means we get 2 days of legitimately doing nothing. Oh, it's about 25 seconds to get started, guys. So let's start off coming on down, and you just might want to grab a strap if you've missed it, a strap, so you've got that to hand so we can do some supine stretching. And if you know you've got a bolster, feel free to grab it. Perfect. And then when you're ready, come on down and find your way into a supine bound angle, and we can get started there. So just closing the eyes and welcoming yourself here into Bliss. So Bliss is just all about chilling out, finding space, being with the breath. Just gently stretching and melting into our poses without force, without strain. Just letting yourself melt and relax. Deep, full breaths in and out. Starting to maybe let the mind settle on the breath. Checking in with how it feels, how it flows, the sound, the sensation, the texture of the breath. How it moves through your body right now at this moment. Maybe just noticing the shapes it makes in the body, a slight rise of the belly of the chest, letting the eyes and the shoulders soften on the exhale. And we'll just take 3 more really deep, full inhales and exhales here. Feeling that breath in the lower belly and the back body. And then starting to be more active with the breath, starting to see if you can actively encourage that breath to be full and deep. Maybe attaching a slow count of 3 or 4 to the inhale, to the exhale. Finding that really lovely, gentle, easy flow. Deep inhale and exhale. And as we rest into stillness in some of our poses today, remembering you're always welcome to come back to this slow count of the breath if you find the mind starts to wander. Taking 1 more really deep inhale and exhale here. And from there, gently drawing the knees in towards each other. Giving yourself a little squeeze, a little stretch. And then extending the left leg out long on the mat, drawing the right knee into the chest, and taking the left hand to the right knee, drawing the right arm away. So just an easy, gentle half spinal twist. Letting the right shoulder release, releasing through the spine. Taking a deep breath in and out. Inhaling and exhaling, letting that shoulder release down, relax. Final, really deep, full breath in and out. And then just taking that easy, gentle twist on the other side. So just starting to just gently feel into the spine, hugging that left knee in, and taking the right hand across to the left knee, extending the left arm away. Inhaling. And exhaling, feeling the left shoulder release down, feeling that lovely stretch down the outside of the left leg. And connecting in with the breath. Really deep inhale. And exhale. For 3, Deep breaths in. And out, relaxing the shoulders. 2. One more deep breath in. And out. From there, just gently releasing back through center, extending your left leg long out on the mat and taking your strap around the ball of the right foot. So just gently taking your extension through, holding on around the back of the right leg if you prefer, just taking a little stretch into the back of the right leg. Inhale, feeling that right foot lift high, stretch up. Exhaling to release, soften through the shoulders. So gentle semi-inversion here. And maybe starting to find a more active stretch if that feels nice. Thinking about kicking out with the right foot, inhaling. Exhaling. So finding space. A beautiful way to stretch out the hamstrings, particularly if you're feeling less energetic. Letting the heel extend to the sky, the shoulders relax. Back of the neck is long. Inhaling. And exhaling. Really deep breaths in. And out. Working here for 5. So inhale, feel that foot extend to the sky. Exhale to soften. Blood flowing back to the heart. Little semi-inversion here. A really fantastic way to slow down the mind and the body. 3. Deep breaths in. And out. Maybe finding a little more space with every breath. 2. One more. Inhale. And exhale. From there, we're going to let the right foot extend across the body, taking both straps into the left hand, or you can just release the right foot down. If you're not using a strap, just let the right leg stretch across the body. Opening the left hand away, and maybe starting to move the right foot closer towards the head, so you're starting to find a stretch through the IT band. Letting the left shoulder release down. Steady breaths in and out. So feeling that beautiful deep breath in the outside of the right leg. Closing the eyes. Maybe again returning to that awareness of the breath. That focus on the deep inhale. Exhale, the sound of the breath, how it flows, how it moves, how it feels through the body. Working here for just another 3. Inhaling. Exhale, letting the exhale soften the shoulders, the face, the jaw. 2. One more deep breath in. And out. From there, letting the right foot lift high, and then taking the right foot over to the right side of the mat, keeping the left hand on the hip, stretching out through the inside of the right leg. Letting the shoulders release down. Deep breaths in. And out. So finding that lovely deep stretch through the inside of the right leg. Inhaling, extending, reaching out. Exhaling, softening. So keeping that left hip down, we're just isolating that stretch through the inside of the right leg, through the hip. Inhaling to find space. Exhale, see if you can find an even more release, even more softness to the shoulders and the hips and the heels. One more really deep breath in. And out. From there, gently returning through center and swapping over. So taking your right foot out long and bringing the left foot up to the sky. So just gently resetting. You can hold onto the toe or the back of the leg if you've got space, if that's available to you. Thinking about just finding both sit bones down on the floor, maybe starting to flex and activate that left leg. Inhaling. Exhaling, feeling the shoulders release. Again, seeing if you can close the eyes and let the attention come inwards. Feeling the subtle movement of the breath in the body. Maybe that foot moves a little higher to the sky on the inhale, and on the exhale, just releasing, stretching out, finding that little bit more space. Inhaling. Exhaling, letting the hamstrings open. Become more spacious. These longer holds are really good for developing flexibility long term. Inversions like this, semi-inversion is a fantastic way to put the body into that rest state. Working here for another 5. Inhale. Exhaling, softening through the shoulders. 4. Deep breaths in. And out. 3. Gentle stretch. 2. And 1. Taking both straps over into that right foot, or just extending the left leg across the right body. If you're using a strap, you can take the hand and the toes if that's available to you. Thinking about extending left hand and right foot long away from each other. Inhaling. And exhaling, feeling into that lovely deep stretch through the outside of the right leg, letting the left shoulder release. And breathe. Inhaling. Exhaling. So lovely deep stretch down the IT band, twisting out through the spine. Any twist is a fantastic way to help the digestion, stimulate the digestion, and to mobilize through the lower back. Here, grounding and really once again encouraging that sense of release, of softening down. Another 3, inhaling. Exhaling. 2. 1 more deep breath in. And out, coming through center, taking both straps over into the left hand and taking the right hand to the hip, drawing the left foot out wide, stretching out. Really deep breaths in and out. Shoulders relaxing, spine is releasing. Steady flow with the breath in and out. Stretching out for 5. Really deep, full breaths in and out here. 4, softening down, feeling that lovely release. Inhaling. Exhaling. Well done. 3. Steady breaths in. And out. Opening out through the hips, keeping both hips down so you can really broaden out through this hip joint. 2. And taking one final really deep inhale. And exhale, coming back through center, releasing your strap. And just giving yourself a little squeeze, little stretch. Maybe just drawing some circles with the lower back one way and the other way. From there, carefully rolling into a ball on one side and finding your way back up to seated. So we're going to continue working into the lower body here. Thinking about extending the left leg out and taking the right foot in towards the inner thigh. Finding the sit bones. At this point, if you'd like to sit up on a little brick, do feel free. Thinking about just finding the sit bones on the floor. Again, you might want to grab a strap if you know you like to use a strap. Inhale, reaching up tall, moving the body weight down, twisting over that extended leg, and starting to take a little stretch. Inhaling. And exhaling there. So letting both shoulders release down. Trying to avoid this right shoulder piking up. And really trying to settle into that sensation of release. Thinking about trying to find that quality of stretch that comes from the lower back. So moving from the lower back, stretching out and releasing. Inhaling and exhaling, starting to feel into how relaxing, releasing, not straining into a pose can really help find space. So on the inhale, feel the spine extend, the rib cage move forwards. On the exhale, softening. Just letting gravity and the breath do all the work. Inhaling. Exhaling. Working here for another 5. Deep, full breaths in. And out. 4. Inhale, really focus on that beautiful extension and lengthen. 3. Releasing through the shoulders. Just letting yourself come to wherever feels good. 2. Taking one more really deep inhale. Exhale. From there, walking the hands up. Inhale, reaching up tall, extending up. Exhale, taking your left hand to the right knee, just planting the right hand behind you. Just taking an easy spinal twist. Just one breath in here. Inhale. Exhale. From there, coming through center, extending your left leg out long in front of you on the mat and bringing the right foot over the left knee. Finding the sit bones, I'm going to take that twist a little deeper. So flexing that left foot, right foot grounds. Inhale, lifting the right hand up and over, taking the left hand around and hugging that right knee in towards you. So we're thinking about grounding down with the sit bones. Inhale, ground down with that right big toe and lifting from the base of the hips, starting to rotate. Deep breath in. And so finding that full sense of length through the spine, through the back body, keeping the shoulders soft. Perfect. Working here for 5. Deep breath in. And out, so we're twisting through the spine, finding that lovely mobilization. Maybe a little stretch the outside of the right leg. 4. Deep inhale, lift. Exhale. Imagine that the rib cage is moving around, so feeling that rib cage move. 3. 2. And 1. Come through center. And from there, starting to move the right foot on top of left. So we're finding right foot stuck on top of left, finding the sit bones, flexing that left foot. Inhale. And exhale. Start to slowly stretch forwards. So it might be that actually sitting upright already feels like enough for you, in which case you're very welcome to stay there. It might be that right knee is quite high. It might be that you're able to just gently stretch forwards. This is quite an intense hamstring stretch. I've done quite a lot of work in this area already, so you might find that you've got a little bit of space to move into. You might be finding that you're stretching a little bit into the glute as well, trying to keep the upper body relaxed. Closing the eyes. Find that quality of release, of surrender, of letting go. Working here for 5. Inhale. Exhale. Well done. 4. Really deep breaths in. And out. Releasing. 3. Inhaling. Exhaling. 2. And 1. Roll on up there. Nice work. So from there, we're just going to take that all on the other side. So right foot is extending out to the right corner of the mat. So it's just a slight angle, the left foot is in. Once again, shimmying down, finding the sit bones. Remember, you can use a strap here. You can have a bend in the right knee. We're taking a forward fold. Inhale, reaching tall. Thinking about taking that slight twist through the spine. And exhale, start to slowly, gently fold forwards. Keeping that left shoulder in line. And thinking about breathing into the stretch. If you'd like to use a strap, rock on. Inhaling. Exhaling. So maybe keeping that right quad engaged. Thinking about breathing and lengthening into the back body, into that hamstring. Inhaling. Exhaling. Slow, steady, full breaths in. And out. Feeling that lower back start to expand. Almost imagining here you're folding at the hips, that the lower rib cage is stretching along towards the knee. Deep breaths in. And out. Perfect. So we're stretching out here, finding space, finding length. Finding that sense of release through the spine, through the shoulders. Relaxing down for another 5. Inhaling. Exhaling. So feeling into the breath, letting the breath do all the work. Finding that breath, feeling the texture and the sound of the breath. 4. Deep inhale. Exhale, 3. Maybe start to let the head relax. 2. One more inhale. Exhale. And roll on up there. Perfect. From there, we're going to move the right foot into the center. Oh, so we're going to keep the right foot out even. Left foot in. Inhale, reach up tall. Exhale, take a little twist. Right hand to left knee, left hand behind us. Just a little preparatory twist. Just one deep breath here. Inhale. Feeling the spine extend. Exhale, twist. Perfect. From there, we're moving the right foot into the center of the mat and planting the left foot over the right knee. So we're moving into that deeper twist. Left foot grounding, engage the core, feel the spine lift long. Right hand to left knee, inhale, and exhale, sweep that left hand around, creating a second spine. Just find a point that feels comfortable for you. It might be you're not taking this too far, you're just enjoying feeling into this twist, or it might feel that you're more comfortably able to move a little deeper. Inhaling, lifting up, and exhale, twisting. Imagining you drawing that right rib cage round towards that left thigh. Inhaling, exhaling. So we're broadening out through the shoulders, feeling that stretch maybe through the shoulders. Opening out through the chest, crown of the head, reaching tall. Keeping that grounding through the bottom of the body. So keeping the hip sit bones, that left big toe, that right foot grounded. Inhaling. Exhaling, releasing the spine for another 3 deep breaths in. Inhale to lift, exhale to twist. 2. One more really deep, full breath in. And out. Slowly return through center. From there, we're just letting that left foot continue its journey over to the right. Maybe just shimmying around, finding the sit bones. It might be, of course, that left foot's still quite high. It might be that you're already sitting up and that's your pose. It might be that you're able to fold forwards, inhaling and exhaling, gently starting to melt the body forwards, finding that space down the back of the left leg, finding that length in the spine, inhaling and exhaling. So never feel like you've got to push here, just letting yourself melt in. It is quite an intense pose, getting deep into the hamstrings and a little bit into the glutes as well. Can be quite challenging to reach forward here. That's really a great place to just connect in with that softness. No need to push or pull, just let yourself slowly move towards this pose. Inhaling, exhaling. Deep breaths in and out. Maybe letting the head relax, another 5. Deep inhale. Melting forwards, releasing down. 4. Head relaxing, shoulders relaxing. 3. Steady breaths in and out. 2. Taking one more inhale. Exhale. And rolling on up. Well done. From there, unraveling your legs. We're just going to move now away from the lower body, a little bit more into the upper body. So starting off, we're going to take a wide leg child's pose. Knees out wide towards the edges of the mat, big toes together, hips down towards the heels, spine stretches out in front of you. We're just going to take 3 breaths here, thinking about letting the sit bones release down towards the heels, letting the hips find a sense of feeling heavy. From there, inhale and let the spine extend and lengthen, the shoulders relax. Feeling the breath carry the chest down towards the floor. Finding that quality of release, of surrender, of letting go. When you're ready, I'm going to take this into a twist. So taking your right hand out, just the palm facing up, bringing the left hand down towards the left shoulder, down towards the mat, the left palm to the sky, shimmying yourself around maybe, and finding a little stretch. Of course, if you prefer to take your thread the needle, you're very welcome to work there with the left ear coming down and the right hand moving forwards. So either a thread the needle or a twisted child's pose, whatever pose you like, just shimmy yourself around. Remember, this is your pose, your practice, your flow. Find an expression of the pose that feels good for you. We're aiming to find a little space through the left shoulder, the back of the left shoulder, and breathing into the spine. Inhaling and exhaling. So stretching out there for just another 3. Inhale. Exhale, if you're in a child's pose, we're getting a little opening through the hips as well. If you're up in thread the needle, a little more length in the spine. 2. 1 more inhale. Exhale. From there, coming back through center, back to table, and we're taking that on the other side. So either taking the knees out wide, hips to heels, taking the right shoulder down to the mat, left hand out in front of you, and enjoying that lovely stretch in your child's pose, shimmying yourself around, finding that stretch through the shoulder, that position of the head that works for you. Of course, you can take it into a thread the needle with the knees grounded, the hips above the knees, and the spine extending. So similar poses, we're getting that same opening through the shoulders wherever you are, but slightly different sensations in the hips and the spine. Feel into what works for you tonight. Remember, just work into the pose with time, with breath. Find somewhere that feels good. Start to relax into that space. Keeping that steady flow with the breath in and out. Deep inhales. Exhales, another 3. Full steady breaths here. 2. 1 more inhale. Exhale. From there, coming through center, we're just going to slide forwards into a Sphinx pose, bringing the elbows down, thinking about letting the sit bones sink down towards the mat, the chest reach forwards, the shoulders release down the back. Inhaling. Exhaling. So we're just starting to mobilize and stretch the lower back here. Really enjoy that breath in the lower back. Releasing the shoulders down the back. Letting the spine extend. And breathe. Inhaling. Exhaling. So feeling the chest reach forward. The shoulders relax. Just letting the crown of the head extend. Closing the eyes maybe for another 3. Inhale. Exhale. You can really feel the breath in the back body here. 2. Perfect. 1 more inhale. And exhale, release. From there, we're going to take a nice little twist, getting into the front side of the left shoulder. So if you take the left hand out wide, so the left palm is in line with the left shoulder. From there, we're bringing the left ear down towards the mat, and the right foot starts to just gently move behind us, rotating the body towards the sky. And you should feel an intense stretch down the inside of that left arm. So take it easy. If you want to take a bend in that left elbow as well, you can, either or. So whatever works for you. Just aiming to find a stretch through the front side of the left chest, sometimes a little bit of a neglected area, but one that can get really tight. So just taking that little stretch there. Remember, don't feel like you've got to push it, just take it at your own pace. Inhaling. Exhaling. So letting that left front side of the shoulder open up. Become more spacious. Working there for 3. Inhale. Exhale. 2. And 1. Gently return through center. Taking the right hand out. Walking that right hand out in line with the right shoulder. And then left hand plants and just spiraling the left foot down behind you. Remember, if you prefer to take a cactus arm, as you did on the other side, with a bend in that right arm, feel free. Make sure, as with all of our poses, just gently shimmy yourself around, creep around, find an expression of the pose that feels perfect for you. The right ear is down on the mat here, finding that lovely little stretch through the front right side of the chest. Closing the eyes, feeling into the breath. Enjoying that lovely, easy, steady flow with the breath. Inhaling. Exhaling. For 3, deep breaths in. And out. 2. One more deep inhale. And exhale. Come back through center. Plant the hands under the shoulders there. And just come up to a table pose. So we're moving into the hips now. So we've worked the hammies, worked the upper back, taking it down into the hips, taking a pigeon pose. So left knee behind left wrist, left toes out towards the right of the mat. Starting to slide your right foot back. If you look over your right shoulder, making sure this right knee, ankle, hip are in alignment. So at this point, if you feel that you're quite heavily slumped down onto that left foot, or you've got a bend in this right knee, that's when it can be quite nice to place a bolster or a pillow or rolled up jumper underneath that right hip for support. If you prefer to take an animal pose with a deep bend in that left leg, remember you're very welcome to. So whatever feels good for you, thinking about finding that lovely long pigeon pose. Keeping both hips drawing down towards the mat. Closing the eyes, maybe making a little pillow with the hands, or if you can comfortably reach the head down, feel free. Maybe you're quite high up on the forearms, in which case just enjoy that sense of lengthening through the lower back and through the neck. Whatever expression of the pose works for you. Again, feeling that sense of breathing in to the pose. Imagining that the inhale gently sways and extends and lengthens the spine. Exhale, releasing, softening. Really full breaths in and out. Opening up through the hips, through the psoas, the piriformis here. For another 5, inhaling, feeling that inhale, just gently extend and lengthen the body. Exhale, softening, relaxing. 4, eyes are soft, jaw is soft. 3, deep breath in and out. 2, 1 more inhale. Exhale. From there, we're just going to take a quick little quad stretch. So remember, you can take a strap if you need it. So either taking the right hand and drawing the left heel in towards the bum, or if you can't quite reach, this is a great point to take a strap and you can just loop it around and gently use that to draw space in. Keeping that right hand planted, placing a bolster or a brick under that right hip if you need to, just gently drawing space into that left quad. So if we open the hamstrings, the hips, now just giving the quads a little bit of attention. Deep inhale. Exhale. Just 1 more breath here. Inhale. Exhale. And release. From there, we're just going to step back to a table pose and find our way into pigeon on the other side. So now taking the right knee behind the right wrist, looking over your left shoulder, left knee, ankle, hip sliding out behind you. Remember, you're very welcome to use a bolster behind that left leg, whatever feels good. Thinking about squaring the hips and starting to extend, lengthen and stretch. Inhale. And exhale. So finding that really lovely deep stretch. Remember, you've got loads of options. If you want to place a bolster under this left hip, feel free. If you prefer to take an animal pose, bending that right leg and sinking down, feel free. Head could be on the mat. You could be high up on the forearms. You might even be high up on the hands, just Finding an expression that feels good for you. Feeling into that beautiful deep stretch right down through the back of the right legs, letting the shoulders soften, the eyes close, and breathe. Start to switch off and let go. Inhaling, exhaling. Seeing if you can let the chest sink down to the mat. Maybe imagining in your mind's eye the inhale, moving the vertebra away from vertebra, finding that beautiful deep space and stretch. Surrendering, softening down. Checking in with the breath, with the sound, the texture, the sensation. Working here for another 5. Inhale. Exhale. 4. Deep breaths in. And out. 3. Steady flow with that breath. 2. And 1. From there, walking the hands up, planting the right hand underneath the chest, lifting the left foot up. If you can comfortably reach for the left foot, drawing that left foot in. If you need to place a brick or a bolster under that right hip, feel free. If you need to use a strap, feel free. So just starting to draw that left heel in towards the bum, finding that lovely space through the left quad. Inhaling. Exhale. So stretching in there for 3. Deep breath in. And out, softening through the shoulders. 2. Just a quick little stretch, releasing the quads. 1 more inhale. And exhale, release. From there, we're going to swing both legs out in front of us. And moving towards the end of class, just sometimes bring some awareness into the lumbar spine, the lower back. So we're going to take a double leg forward fold, but start off with a really deep bend in the knees. From there, start to extend the body forwards, feel that length through the back, and then start to shuffle the hips backwards. So we're aiming here to start to get into the lower back. So taking this movement into our forward fold of shuffling our hips backwards, we start to lengthen the lumbar spine, the hamstrings coming in secondary. So really nice way to find that sense of extending through the lower back in our forward fold. Maybe letting the head release, the chin release. Releasing the chin to the chest can be quite an intense stretch, but can be really nice, if it does feel comfortable, way to release through the whole erector spinning muscles, through towards the neck. And as always, letting yourself breathe, relax, and melt into the pose. Inhaling, feeling the rib cage move along the thighs. Exhale to soften, release, let go. The eyes softening, the jaw softening, the shoulders softening. Finding that space, that flow. Working here for 5. Inhale. Exhale, lengthening from the lower back. 4. Inhaling. So feeling that beautiful, deep, spacious stretch in the lower back. Letting and free. Letting the lumbar spine start to extend and stretch. Feeling the breath be slow and easy and steady. 2. 1 more inhale. Exhale. And from there, rolling on up. Well done. Planting the feet down and rolling all the way down to lie on your back. So continuing our fun little release for the spine in a little dynamic bridge. So grounding down, big toe, little toe heel. Shoulders are relaxed. Finding energy through the feet, engaging the core, glutes and quads, just rippling the chest up towards the chin and then rolling down again. So really lovely flow and release through the spine. Feeling the inhale carry the body upwards and letting the body flow back down with the exhale. No strain, no force, just gently, easily finding that inhale, chest to chin. Exhale, releasing. Taking one more. Deep inhale, rippling and flowing and stretching up. Exhaling, release back down. From there, just taking the arms out wide and giving the legs a little windscreen wiper from side to side. So we're just aiming to find a little mobilization through the spine, through the hips. And when you're ready, picking up both knees, lower back on the floor, and letting both knees fall to one side. Maybe the gaze turns away. You can start to actively step the top knee on top of the bottom knee. So bring the knees in alignment is going to intensify that stretch. Or if you want to wrap the right knee around over left, feel free. So any variations of a double leg spinal twist. Inhale. And exhale, relax. Gaze can stay central or maybe turn away from the knees if that's comfortable. Whatever feels good. Feeling that inhale flow into the thoracic, into the upper spine. And the exhale, the shoulders relax and release. Deep breaths in. And out. Working here for 5. Inhale. Exhale. 4. Really deep breaths in. And out. 3. So releasing through the whole of the spine. 2. And 1. Gently coming through center, unraveling if you got wrapped up. And letting the knees fall to the other side. So maybe just letting the knees flop over, maybe having one leg on top, maybe wrapping the legs around each other, whatever at all feels good. Stretching out. Inhale. And exhale, softening, relaxing down. It's lovely that release through the spine, stretching out. Deep breaths in. And out. Just unraveling the spine. Again, really great for releasing through the hips and the chest. Working here for another 5. 4. Inhaling. Exhaling. 3. 2. And 1. Coming through center. Give yourself a little squeeze. And from there, just going to extend the legs out long on the mat. I'm going to take the right foot over the left. So the right ankle is on top of left. And then move both ankles over to the left side. Take the hands over the head. And then take the left hand to the right wrist. And start to shimmy the upper body over to the left of the mat. So we're finding banana asana. We're making just a little banana shape with the body. Feeling that beautiful deep stretch down the side body. Inhaling. Exhaling. So we've worked into the upper back, into the lower back, through the chest, through the hips, the hammies, the quads. Now just finding space in the side body. It's a beautiful, deep, full body stretch class today. Taking one more deep breath in. And out. And then gently unraveling, returning through center. And hooking your left foot on top of right. Moving both feet over towards the right. Starting to shimmy the shoulders up over to the right. Taking the right hand around the left wrist and just gently pulling the left wrist away so you find your lovely banana asana, a lovely little banana pose. Lovely way to stretch out through the side body. Inhaling. Exhaling. Well done. Working here for a final few breaths. Releasing right through the side body, through the shoulder. Another 3. Inhale. Exhale. 2. And 1. Come through center there. Give yourself a lovely little shake. Stretch. If you want to take any little movements, any wiggles, any lovely releases, rock on. When you're ready, finding yourself in a place of stillness. Feeling the shoulders soften, the eyes soften. Letting a gap come between the teeth. Feeling the cheeks and the forehead relax. And breathe. Deep breaths in. And for another 3, inhaling. Exhaling. And completely softening. 2. Taking one more really deep inhale. And exhale. From there, just start to give yourself a little wiggle, a little stretch. And rolling into a ball on one side, finding yourself carefully, slowly up to seated. So just letting yourself come up to seated. Beautiful work. Well done, everyone. From there, grounding down with the sit bones. Inhale, lift, extend. And exhale your hands back to your heart center. Taking a final deep breath in. And out. And have an awesome, beautiful rest of your day. Thanks for joining. Namaste. Namaste to you at home. Well done on Insta. And I'll see you all soon. Thank you. Bye.
Namaste, Lizzie.
Thank you. I have.